Let's jump out and take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about how bad the Tennessee Vols played last night. We'll be right back here in just a minute.
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
I enjoy living and raising a family in East Tennessee because it's always been home to me. One thing that makes Fox Insurance Group stand out from other agencies is our customer service. Insurance, a lot of times, for a lot of people, is not something they really like to deal with, so I like to be there for them and help them through the process. It makes me feel good when I know my customer can rely on me and trust me. Yes, I'm very excited Fox Insurance Group is now an independent agency. It opens up so many doors for our customers and the agency as a whole, and we're going to be there for you when you need us the most.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Did you get this? Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello, this is Sam.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
American Outdoor Equipment has a great new location in Rockwood. They are a Branson tractor dealer with various sizes to choose from. Branson's greatest asset is their strength, quality, and features. But American Outdoor Equipment also has Bobcat mowers. You can expect the best when it comes to performance, durability, and comfort with a Bobcat mower. Or how about a Dixie Chopper mower? They're the world's fastest lawn mowers. They have a large service and parts department. They are family owned and operated, plus they offer in-house financing. That's American Outdoor Equipment in Rockwood.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Welcome back to the free medical clinic. I went blank here for a minute. Friday night scoreboard thing. As much problems as we've had tonight, I've went blank now. They can't fix me, so.
That's past help.
That's past help and has been for a long time. So, Cox, I even hate to talk about this because I was dreading coming here tonight to talk about this.
It's bad.
You know, it is good that Tennessee won last night. All right. I mean, I'm all about them winning. But everybody said Bowling Green was one of the worst teams in the country. And maybe the thought process should be they won and they played a little better in the second half. And maybe being the first game, struggled a little bit. But was there any part of Tennessee's game last night that you was impressed with? Any part?
The secondary, I thought they had a couple.
Yeah,
I think their corners.
Their corners, they're not too bad there.
They're not there. I mean, you can tell. Like, I think it was two.
Is it
the Taylor?
Yeah.
You can tell. Like,
he's a couple of them.
He's going to play in the NFL. But
so
now, I will say this: the Tyler Barron kid, I thought he looked not real good last year, but I mean, I thought his body, he's big. I thought he looked all right at the end, but man, on offense, is it fair to say the best thing about the offense was maybe the line?
And I don't know if you really can say that, but it might be the best thing to say about last night was the line. Listen, did you not think since fall camp has been going on with Tennessee that all you really heard about it was receivers?
But who was hurt last night?
I don't know who was hurt, but would you not? I would give them a flat F last night with the drop footballs.
Stopping drives.
Stop. I mean, I would give them an F last night. I don't know what if the paper will even do that anymore. And I know they used to give, every phase of the game an official score, but I would give Tennessee receivers and the receiver coach. I have no idea who that is. I would give them a F all the way through, from the coaching all the way down. The quarterback is a big specimen, but I don't think he wants to get hit.
No, he don't want no.
6'4", 240. He's bigger than some running backs in the SEC. He's bigger than what played for Tennessee last night.
He is big. He's bigger than.
Well, I don't understand him. I mean, he sort of reminded me a little bit of Cam Newton, standing back there,
I wish he's Cam Newton.
Holding the football.
I wish he's Cam Newton.
I'm not.
Cam
really.
could run, though.
Yeah, and this kid,
he's not as nimble.
This kid, does he finish the year out as a quarterback? I don't know.
How bad is Harrison Bailey to be third string?
Must be pretty bad. Well, Harrison Bailey, though, is a prototypical drop-back quarterback. I don't think playing this style, running this style, Harrison Bailey won't be here next year. I would almost bet you he's in the portal. I'd be shocked if it doesn't happen before the end of the year, that he gets in the portal, because
is the quarterback right now a junior? He's got this year, next year.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think Heupel last night after the game made a really good comment. I was sitting on the couch, and he said, 7 months, a lot of change. For week 1, game 1 of the season, we had a lot of mistakes, but all in all, where they started to where they are right now, I'm happy with my team. Because I thought, here's the key. He said, because they screwed up a lot, but they played hard.
I'm not
I thought they played hard.
I did see some bright spots.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they put some points on the board. So I was pretty well pleased with the points on the board. Quick caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Quinter, and hey, Jonathan.
Hey, bud.
What y'all think of the running backs?
Well, I thought Tennessee's running backs ran hard last night. I don't know what we wound up rushing the football for last night, but I thought they run the ball fairly hard last night. I was the guy that started the game. He had some good runs last night, and so it was. I don't know that I'd give him an A, but I would probably give him a B or B minus maybe last night. I'd give the offensive line maybe a B, considering what it was last year. It was horrible. I'd give the overall offense probably maybe a C plus. There's a lot of mistakes made last night. Wide receivers, I just give a flat out F to. I just don't think the receivers played very well last night. Defensively, I agree with my man Cox over here. I thought the DBs and the people like that play, and at time linebackers played pretty good. You heard it was good to hear Jeremy Banks' name a lot last night. Up front, I think there's some potential there. I think Tennessee's a little deeper up front than what we're being told, man. There's some impressive specimens up front. I'm telling you, what's that one guy, 6'something", 345?
He's huge.
And he's got some.
He can move.
He can move. So I think there's some good spots about Tennessee's defense. I'm just a little shocked about the offense, knowing what Heupel had at UCF and how they put points up. And I was a little disappointed in the offensive side of the football last night.
I was too. I was a little disappointed in the offense. I got to give the defense a B. And the receivers, I'm going to have to give them a C minus. They just didn't. What did you think about the receiver, Cox?
I thought the receivers, I don't know, there's not a lot. There's a couple things that I thought 11 is at the height, or I forget his name, Hyatt, I think it is, Jalen Hyatt. I thought he dropped 2 easy catches that stopped drives. Now, the first one was a momentum killer because you're driving down the field. Possibly score your 3rd touchdown. But in college football right now, everybody has a small slot receiver that you can throw it to, pick up 7-8 yards, sometimes break it longer, and they don't have that. I didn't see that slot receiver that was a smaller guy that was really quick. After watching 2 possessions, I looked at my son and I said, if Eric Gray was still here, he would have one heck of a year. Because that system with the spread, the field so spread out, giving Eric Gray the ball, tackling that guy in space, Kamara, 2 guys like that in this system. And that's what I think you forget is I think Heupel, from everything that you read and hear, he wants to be 60-40, 65-35 on run pass. He's a running guy.
He's a running guy. Throwing. People think this offense is more throwing than
and it's a running.
It's a running.
It's getting those guys one-on-one, on the line and not letting them be able to stack in there and run. I've got a couple guys that, were pretty hard on Caden Mays, but from where I was sitting last night, there was 2 or 3 times he just turned his guy inside and, he had him 5 yards down the field, and it opened up a couple of those outside runs. But I thought all in all, the receiving core, from what I was expecting to what I got, they're sort of feeding you a fillet, and they brought out the bologna last night. It wasn't real good. And the other thing is they had some wide open routes that the kid didn't throw him the football. There was a couple times they had guys wide open in the middle of the field and he wouldn't throw the football. So it's going to be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see. The O-line and the D-line might be the 2 brightest spots outside of the cornerbacks, which going in I thought could be the worst. So it's going to be a long year. If they win 6 games, they'll be. If they beat Pitt, they might get to 6 wins.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to play and not get some kids hurt, too.
I don't think they'll be favored against Pitt.
You don't think they will?
Nope. I don't think they'll be favored against Pitt.
They'll be at least 3 points.
Just because it's at home would be the only reason.
And that usually gets you 6.5 if you're home. But I don't know. But no, they'll have to play a better football game than they played last night to beat Pitt.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll come in here and win this football game.
Yeah. The Johnny Majors Bowl.
Johnny Majors Bowl.
So I got a text from a guy from Kingston, said Kingston played really good tonight. They had 2 kids rush for over 125 yards each. Hopefully, Coach Pankey will get a hold of us here. I've got a couple cousins at home that are giving me a hard time. Jalen Bullock plays the volleyball, and she wants to know why we're not talking much about volleyball. And I told her to win a state championship, and we'll talk about her.
Heard that.
So, what was that color?
I have a quick question, and I'll get off here for you. Who was Rockwood supposed to play tonight? It wasn't Kingston, was it?
No, it's next week.
It's next week.
Who Rockwood?
I
haven't seen the schedule much.
It wasn't Midway. It wasn't
I think they were off to. They were open.
Who?
Cloudland.
That's right.
Cloudland. They were supposed to go to Cloudland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cloudland. Sorry, caller. Couldn't remember.
Okay, y'all have a good, and I'll try to get Queener's Diet Pepsi and whatever Jonathan wants.
Hey, what games you watch tonight?
I watched that Oak Ridge game in Clinton.
Okay.
What'd you think about that game? I can't get much out of Quinter tonight. He's kind of quiet on that game.
There's nothing to be quiet about. A lot of penalties, wasn't there?
A lot of penalties.
Yeah, flag happy throwing crew.
I know the white hat guy. He don't get paid by the penalty. And he don't get paid by the hour. I'm surprised he didn't want to get home in bed earlier.
They must have paid him by the flags tonight.
Is that what they're doing now?
I think that's what they done tonight. So
I can't believe he ain't called in and talked about the clock. I know an old school referee like himself cannot stand these games lasting 3.5, 4 hours.
Y'all have a good night now.
All right, see you, caller. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, that guy just didn't agree with me on the receivers. He wanted to give him a C, and I'm still giving him an F. He's nicer than me, so I'm still giving him an F. No, I think Tennessee, wonder how the younger Mays tried to come back and play in the second half, didn't make it last night. I wonder how bad he's injured. Anybody see a report on him or hear anything on him?
Sprained ankle. I mean, he was wrapped up pretty heavy there.
Yes.
The offense sets right down there in front of where we set, and it was wrapped up pretty good. And, I mean, he's probably – that's one of those, if you play next week, then you probably don't play against Tennessee Tech hoping to get better, or you can take a couple weeks off and come back where it's one of those just going to bother you all year.
Yeah, I think you get better and get ready for Florida myself. That's just me.
Yeah.
And that's probably what they'll do. Because it seemed like they had, things were a little disorganized there when they had to sub him out there. So.
Yeah, he's the center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in that offense.
But now listen. I thought his brother played fairly well last night.
I did too. I thought he was a man.
I thought he played fairly well. They said they've got him moved back. Is he playing tackle or guard?
Playing right tackle.
Playing right tackle?
Yeah.
The announcers thought he was playing where he was more suited last night.
Yeah.
But now I thought he played fairly well last night. I was pleased with him last night.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize this till last night. Man, there's been a lot of kids from USC come to Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's portaled in here from USC.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of.
They had that T. Martin connection. He left and they came in.
Yeah.
I don't know if he helped them get them here before he gone, but
I don't know. But there's a lot of them here. So a ton. So a bunch of them here tonight. If you want to give us a call, whether it's high school or college, go ahead and give us some. I don't even know what time it is.
11:40.
11:40. We've got a few more minutes before we check out of here. I want to bounce back to my biggest thing tonight. There's a couple things. One thing for sure, Cox. The COVID situation, man. There's a lot of COVID games tonight. 35. That's a lot of football games.
Got a lot.
I don't know how many it got up to last year at any given time, but 35 is a lot of high school football games. And I don't know who the lady was that called earlier, but our condolences go to her. She lost her grandson to COVID. She said he used to play he played at Oliver Springs. I think she said back in 05 or 04. Possibility I might have been there and done a football game back during that time, but our condolences go out to her and her family. That's just a sad situation. So need to take it serious, folks. Just take it serious. That's all I got to say about it.
The 35 games tonight, and I don't remember last year, but that sort of surpasses anything that I can remember as far as that many cancellations. That's a large number.
But if you take a football team, let's just say you take Fulton, and Fulton loses 10 or 12 players, there's a possibility they don't get to play. You take 10 or 12 players from a team that's just got 35.
There's no way they play.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So not that it's if it's the right ones that's out or the wrong ones that's out, but you take some of that out.
Yep.
Let's see, we got some out online here. Let's get them. Good caller, you on the air?
Hey guys, it's Jesse Smithy. How are y'all tonight?
Just fine, Jesse. How you doing, man? You 2-0 tonight on a couple of picks, wasn't you?
Yeah, we did all right tonight. We got picked Greenville to win, and that happened up there at Elizabethton, and they won in a big time fashion. And picked the Mavericks to beat Fulton tonight, and somehow picked the Oak Ridge game right. That was the one that I was worried about a little bit.
Worried because
You just didn't know what Oak Ridge was going to roll out there. They're 0-2. They didn't want to lose to their rival. Were they going to try something different at quarterback? Kendall Jackson going to be healthy? When's Elijah Rogers? I mean, they're still not. They don't have an identity yet. And this is kind of following the same map that they had last year, where they kind of meandered through the first 5 games of the season and finally figured it out. And they started to figure it out late in that game against Clinton, using Brandon Hayward at quarterback some, Kendall Jackson running the football hard. And so Oak Ridge got that win, and they needed that win. And I think there's some positive takeaways for Clinton that they hung around with Oak Ridge for 4 quarters and to let that program know, hey, we might be closing the gap a little bit. And so whether that's true or not, I don't know. But from a player standpoint, that's certainly something that they could take away.
Yeah, I thought Oak Ridge, the other kid, I can't think of his name. I think they said he was a transfer from West.
Yeah, Jai Hundley is the one that's been playing so far this year.
He ran the ball really well tonight.
Yeah, he's kind of an all-purpose back that they can use, and he did that for West at times early in his career. They could put him back there running back. They could use him in the slot. He could play a little bit of defense. So that was a nice transfer for Oak Ridge. And when Elijah Rogers becomes, when he gets the green light to play, whenever that is, it should be soon. That's another weapon he'll have at wide receiver, and he's going to be probably a defensive back in college. So he's got Power 5 offers, and that's certainly another nice get for Oak Ridge, but still just not a complete product right now, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and we'll see how they improve and build off of this going forward.
I'll say this, I say it every year. If you go beat Oak Ridge, you get them early, because they always get on a road towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, they lose their quarterback, who is just a really solid, kind of consistent leader, and had some changes on the coaching staff. So again, it was kind of new early on in the season, and so we'll iron out the wrinkles as they go.
Jesse, am I reading this right? West wins a high school football game 3-0.
West High School?
Yes.
No, I think that game was 30-22 over Halls.
Okay, it says West with another win.
Oh, they went to 3-0.
Went to 3-0.
I don't know who typed that out.
Wow.
Oh, one of my moves, Cox.
Wow. Queeners rubbed off on me. Well, the other thing I was going to tell you is there's a tweet out there that says, order has been restored in 4A football, as a picture of the Elizabeth and Greenville scoreboard.
Yeah, I did see that. I don't know if you can go ahead and make that declaration. I know that's a team account for Greenville, and who knows who's running that thing. But I don't think we're at that point yet where order has been restored in the Greenville eyes. I mean, as we know, 4A is going to be an absolute bear in the playoffs this year. And if Greenville gets that 1 seed, you're looking at who they're going to be getting a 4 seed out of Anderson County's region, and what that might look like in the first round. So it's going to be a fun matchup, but I'm sure in Greenville people's eyes, they feel like, hey, this feels normal again. They were the kings of 4A there for a really long time until Elizabethton unseated them. So I'm sure it felt good for Greenville to win that. And they spanked Elizabethton tonight by 30 points. Mason Gudger, the running back, ran for 177 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Elizabethton, Mr. Football quarterback, he was a Mr. Football finalist, I should say, a year ago. He only threw for 110 yards, and he got some damage done on the ground. But Greenville just shut them down defensively and did whatever they wanted to on offense.
Wow.
Jesse, is it fair to say right now that you might have Greenville in the 4A, and then you have Elizabeth and Southall and Anderson County sort of grouped there together, and then from there you would go down a little bit to the Fulton maybe of the world, and that's sort of how you would pair them up right now?
Yeah, I mean, you got to factor in Carter in there too. They're 3-0, and while they're only winning games by small margins, and it seems to be back and forth affairs, they're still a team that you kind of have to put there in the middle tier as well. But I think right now Greenville has proved itself through 3 weeks to be the top team in 4A, and I'm sure the state polls will reflect that. Our 5-star preps rankings will reflect that, but it's a long season. Injuries happen, weird things happen, and so things can get shaken up in a hurry. But right now, I'd say it's Greenville, and then like you mentioned, the Anderson counties, the Greenvilles, the Carters are kind of right there. Fulton, I think, could be good. I still worry about their depth. They seem to get tired at the end of that game tonight against Anderson County, and so holding it together for the duration of a regular season with all the difficult teams they have to play, that's going to be taxing on a program like Fulton. So you don't know what shape they're going to be in by the time November comes.
Getting Vaughn back will be huge if they can get him back in some sort of shape.
Right.
But the difference.
He's out there a little bit. Yeah, out there a little bit tonight, but that wasn't 100%.
No.
And Seth Vaughn, and of course he's had to stay out for some health issues, and so we probably saw him at 40-50% tonight. There's no way he's near game check.
He came over there and I said, Seth, how we feeling? Is after the second series, he said, I'm about to die.
Yeah.
I said, is it that bad? He said, what's that?
You don't just sit out that much and then go into a game against Anderson County or anybody in that region and just be at 100% for 4 quarters. So he's got to work himself back into game shape. And so I don't know. Fulton's going to win some more games. They're not done for. They'll be in the playoffs for sure.
And I'll say this, the Fulton had all the momentum, and Rob Black called the pooch onside kick. He called it. He said, boys, they're either onside this on the ground, they're going to try to just a little pooch over the front line defenders. Be ready. Everybody know where the football is. And Ayers can't pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, you can call a pooch kick, but catching one of those things doesn't make it any easier. I mean, you can be ready for it, and you still got to go up and execute that catch.
Jess, did you notice nobody moved?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. It was, yeah, I saw it, but it was.
It was a good kick by the kid.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple times where Anderson County could have put Fulton away in the first half, and Fulton was able to manage to stay close, and then even in the second half, they had opportunities to get back in that game. And so there are good things that they can take away from that game. Fulton's got to develop a more consistent passing game, though.
Yeah.
Jesse, what's going on with Farragut?
Farragut, it's a kind of a stock Farragut team. They have a really nice quarterback, some decent running backs, just a good solid defense, nothing special. It's just, man, they're playing a murderer's row schedule. They do not have 1 week off where it's just like an easy game. And so they've gone on the road to play Beach over in the Mid-State, and they took on West last week in a high-scoring affair and just weren't able to win that game late. It came down to the last drive, and I don't think they were going to beat Maryville. So it's just a bad schedule for Farragut. They're not. I don't think they're built to withstand that type of schedule this year. They're going to have to make up for it on the back half of their season, try to win a couple games late and sneak into the playoffs somehow. But this just isn't a Farragut team that's built for a deep playoff run.
Jesse is, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier in our show. In our area of 1A and 2A that we like to watch around here on our show, is Cofield, do they have a legit chance to continue to win games and maybe get to that South Pittsburgh game there late in the season for a semifinal matchup with them?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to see Cofield, at a minimum, make it to the quarterfinals. And I talked to Benson Napier, the head football coach there at Cofield, and he really liked his team's chances and wanted to make sure that in the preseason he could do everything to not only prepare those kids who have to play both ways so much at a small program, to not only prepare them for the rigors of the season, but keep them healthy going into, because he knew what kind of shot that they had this year, the players that they had back. So they made it to the semifinals a year ago. I definitely like their chances in 1A again. I'm not too familiar with what else is out there that could be in their way just yet. Haven't started to learn about some of those South Pits of the world, but from a local standpoint, I think they're definitely the 1A representative coming out of this area.
David's brought this up a couple times, and we'll let you go. 35 games tonight canceled
because of COVID.
Luckily, I mean, here in East Tennessee, it hadn't hit us too hard. I think there's been maybe a handful of games locally. I know Rockwood had to call theirs off tonight. A couple of others that were called off, maybe some other rescheduled, picked up other opponents. But you see more of it out of the Mid-State, a little bit over in West Tennessee. I think they're a little bit more hypersensitive in terms of how they view it over in the Mid-State as opposed to how we view it here. I just think that's a philosophical difference, but it's definitely something that has everybody's attention, and you don't want a reverse. You don't want it to catch up on the back end of the season and people start canceling games and playoff games won by forfeit. You don't want that. We saw that a little bit last year early in the 2020 postseason. That's you just don't want your championship settled like that. So hopefully we don't have this increase anymore. It stays down to about the numbers that we have it now. Otherwise, it could possibly get scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jesse, man, we appreciate you calling tonight. We look forward to talking to you next Friday night.
All right, guys, I appreciate it as always.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, let's jump out and take a break, and we'll be right back just in a couple minutes.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
American Outdoor Equipment has a great new location in Rockwood. They are a Branson tractor dealer with various sizes to choose from. Branson's greatest asset is their strength, quality, and features. But American Outdoor Equipment also has Bobcat mowers. You can expect the best when it comes to performance, durability, and comfort with a Bobcat mower. Or how about a Dixie chopper mower? They're the world's fastest lawn mowers. They have a large service and parts department. They are family owned and operated, plus they offer in-house financing. That's American Outdoor Equipment in Rockwood.
I enjoy living and raising a family in East Tennessee because it's always been home to me. One thing that makes Fox Insurance Group stand out from other agencies is our customer service. Insurance, a lot of times, for a lot of people, is not something they really like to deal with, so I like to be there for them and help them through the process. It makes me feel good when I know my customer can rely on me and trust me. Yes, I'm very excited Fox Insurance Group is now an independent agency. It opens up so many doors for our customers and the agency as a whole, and we're going to be there for you when you need us the most.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 110,000 participants here in Tennessee who take part in high school sports.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. Let's see who's on this line here, Cox. Quick caller, you're on the air.
Right here, Coach Spanky.
Hey, Coach Spanky.
We're just talking about you.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, Coach. Coach, a big win tonight.
Yeah, it was a big win. You know, that's our first region game, and you know, I'm glad to get that first one out of the way. You know, it was a good win for us. It's good to be 1-0 in this district.
Now, was that at Brainerd?
It was at home. We played them at home.
Okay, you played at home. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Coach, I got a text from a couple people saying you had a couple kids rush for over 100 yards. Talk about those kids a little bit. Talk about your team.
Well, you know, Carson Donaldson, you know, he's a 2-year starter for us. He plays running back. Just a physical runner. You know, did a great job tonight. Just it's hard for one person to bring that guy down, and just tough in between the tackles, man. And we have some other kids, Carson Bazer, who's our fullback. So he's a senior also, but Carson, you know, he had to have a hip surgery a couple years ago and had to miss, and now he's back and he's healthy. You know, he had a big game tonight. Just both of those guys, just real physical runners. Good deal, Coach. Who do you have next week? Rockwood? We got the Tigers of Rockwood next week. BB, yeah, that's right. The OEB game of the week. So that's exciting, Coach. As the new district or the new region plays out, does it put you all on the road more as the season goes on, or what's the dynamics there? And did you all lose Alcoa as part of your region? We did. What happened was Red Bank moved up to 4A, and then when they made us go south with this other district, we just took Red Bank spot. So we pretty much had to take the schedule that Red Bank was going to have, and it kind of put us on the road a lot because our county games were already set, but then the region schedule, since I wasn't at the meeting and those guys just they already had it set, we just had to take what we got. So we're going to be, I think we play away from home. We're not back here until October, so we're basically gone for 4 weeks. Oh, wow. So you're gone for the next 4 weeks? Yeah, we're going for the next 4 weeks, and then we have a week off in between that. So I shouldn't say 4 weeks in a row. I should just say three away games, and then we're off a week, and then I think we play back at home. Okay. I got you. It's funny. I was asking a buddy of mine, you know, what it was like to play in that region. He said, well, if there was 75 people at the game, 70 of them were Anderson County fans. So, yeah, hopefully your gates won't suffer as bad as theirs did, and hopefully you'll have quite a few people show up and support you at those home games to help you out a little bit. Yeah. Well, our region schedule is better, especially from a rival standpoint. You know, we've got Loudon back on there, and then Sweetwater, which both of those schools are traditional rivals for us. And then even playing McMinn Central, when I was in school, we played McMinn Central a lot. So, you know, and I'd rather play those schools than have to go all the way up and play Pigeon Forge and North. Oh, gosh. You know, driving through Knoxville on a Friday evening in October is no fun. Not to mention when you get off the exit at 407. Yeah. Yeah, so I'd much rather go south. I'll go to Chattanooga every Friday before I drive to Gatlinburg on a Friday night. I hear you. Absolutely, I hear you. Well, Coach, good luck the rest of the season. Thanks for calling in. Take care of my buddy Colt down there. Well, I'll try to. He's a little busy right now. I think he's finding out what being a principal's like. So I don't talk to him as much. So, you know, that guy stays busy. So he's doing a good job. And I appreciate you guys letting me call in. You guys have a good weekend. All right, thanks, Coach. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you.
Wow, what'd y'all turn up back there? It went super loud out here.
It went hot quick.
Who's on the line here? Oh,
that's your boy.
Lord have mercy. He'd have to call in to brag tonight. Coach Gaddis.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing good, Coach. You get your first win tonight. You get it over Clinton. What'd you think about the game, Coach? What'd you think about all the penalties?
Well, the good news is the penalties weren't like the penalties last year. Last year, both teams had a bunch of penalties for running their mouths, and that's hard to tolerate that. this one was a little sloppy in the penalty department, but they were different types of penalties. So I guess we can live with those with the win and correct them. But I'm glad they weren't guys losing their poise and running their mouth all night like we did last year.
Coach, to me, just watching the game on TV, it's like after the first quarter, you figured something out with Clinton, and when you came back out of halftime, it looks like you made some adjustments offensively, and it's like you sort of figured your way around the football field a little bit. Am I pretty close to what I'm saying there?
Well, yeah. I mean, right before the half, we scored on a nice run by Kendall Jackson on a play that we'd had some success with, and we got called back. And,
right.
And then in the second half, we kind of joined that play with another play on the other side that we ran to John Hunley and kind of an inside-outside type thing. Inside with Kendall, outside with Jai, and then changed our blocking up a little bit on the outside play. And, you know, we did find a couple of things we thought could work, and it did work. Enough to win the game, thank goodness. Our defense was certainly the hero of the night, holding the 7 points. This is a team that had scored 40 and 50 points, you know, back-to-back weeks. So our defense did great throughout, and thank goodness our offense got to where we could run the ball in the second half.
Coach, down next week, I guess you go to Farragut?
Yes.
Okay, that is a non-region game?
That's correct.
Okay. When do you get back into region play?
We play Farragut, then the following week we go to Lenoir City, and that's another region game.
Gotcha. The Lenoir City did not play tonight against Campbell County, so I guess Campbell County got the win. Lenoir City, I guess, gets a no contest from the way I would interpret that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I had no clue what Lenoir City did tonight, but
yeah.
I just learned something.
Well, we can tell you probably know Farragut got handled tonight by Maryville.
Yeah, I heard it was something like 42-14 or maybe somewhere in that range.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's the range it was in. It's 42-14, I think.
Coach, did you know that, your big fan over here, Quainer, picked against you tonight?
Quainer generally picks Clinton to beat us, and Quainer tries to use some different kind of psychology. But I will say this. I think this is one of those years that because they were 2-0 and we were 0-2, this is one of those years that most everybody in Clinton thought they would beat us. I think there were even a few people in Oak Ridge that thought we would lose this game, so it's kind of nice to win from that perspective too. But I could see Quainer picking them because they had manhandled 2 opponents and we were 0-2. So.
Well, if you'd heard me today on our local radio, you'd have heard me say I've seen a lot of Clinton and Oak Ridge games in my life. And there's been a lot of times I thought Clinton was a better football team, and it didn't come out right, okay? So.
Well, I'm glad you were on the wrong side of it, but I'm not surprised you picked them.
I'm not. Well, as Ron Berry used to tell me, pick with my brain, not with my heart. So I picked with my heart this week. So I'll be back on your bandwagon next week.
Hey, Coach, I got another good one for you. Sure. Did you know Mike Blackerby told me that he was picking Clinton? I told him he had to get out of his feelings.
I tell you what, now, if Mike Blackerby picked Clinton, I've got a problem with that. He's an Oak Ridge guy. In fact, when I came in 1988, he was the sports guy at the Oak Ridger, so I'll probably call Mike when we hang up.
If you don't mind, and Coach, I'll send you the screenshot of the text. That way you can see I had your back.
I appreciate that. Mike actually saw Clinton in the scrimmage in the preseason and was impressed with him. And, Clinton has a good football team. I could see Clinton easily getting into playoffs and, doing some good things this year. But thank goodness we were able to pull it out tonight.
Absolutely. Congratulations. That little quarterback, he's a good little player. He's not big, but he can play.
No, he's a stud, and he's a great, great kid, without question.
Absolutely. Coach, be good. Get on the phone with Mike there before he gets to bed.
No doubt about it. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
congratulations, Coach.
Hey, all right, thanks.
All right, see. Coach Gaddis, victorious Wildcats. He waits to the 11th there to call in, but that's on us to get him to call in. We're glad he called. I was going to get Brad to call him not to see win or lose. If he'd lost, he probably wouldn't have talked. But anyway, I was going to try to get him to talk tonight, but congratulations to the Wildcats. Clinton will move on, and they'll try to get them a W, get back in the win column next week. The field really looked good tonight, and hold on, we must be going to somebody else here.
Did the field look good on TV? Is it the solid color, or is it alternate?
Alternate.
Yeah,
the field looked good tonight. It sure did.
Good.
Quick caller, you're there, Coach Gillen.
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
Doing good, Coach. How you doing tonight? On a bit, you get off the snide there and get you a big win tonight.
Yeah, better not be in the last couple Fridays.
I heard that. Coach, who stuck out? Well, I know for sure the No Kids was big, but Cox has been talking about a Miller kid tonight.
Made a great play.
Braden Miller, he had a big game. Had several catches, some huge blocks on the perimeter on some bubble screens. One of them sprung us for a 60, 70-yard touchdown. Had a couple of at least one touchdown catch, but he was just all over the place tonight. Offense, defense, catching, blocking, everything. I mean, played good at corner. Then pressed man most of the night. Did really well.
Coach, what about 30? That's a big kid. It's a good-looking kid. I know y'all use him a lot on offense and defense. Talk a little bit about that young man.
Yeah, Zach Shannon, he's as good a football player as there is in East Tennessee right now. He's about 6'2.5", 225 pounds, real long, muscular kid, can run well, great motor. He's a physical kid. Whether he's catching the ball, he's hard to tackle. And then on defense, man, he's just relentless, just all over the place. Just a great motor and, really made some good plays tonight from the backside against Fulton. You hardly say running them down from behind, but he had quite a few of those tonight.
You'd have loved to have been that big, wouldn't you, Coach?
Oh, yeah. I wish I had a few more that look like that. He's good. He's good to look at. He's a good-looking kid, man.
He is. That first pass he caught, he turned upfield, and that number 2 from Fulton didn't want to tackle him. He was wishing his flag.
And the same thing, we played Greenville last year, and he catches an out. People are just shocked when they go to tackle him how strong he is. He's got some huge legs. He runs hard and just runs through arm tackles and shoulder tackles. He's a big kid. He's every bit as big as Gavin. Out there receiver, that can be hard on corners and safeties a lot of times.
Absolutely. Now, who do y'all have next week, Coach?
Ray County. We got to go down there, so that'll be a big game. We've got a good team, senior laden. Quarterback's supposed to be a special player for him. I haven't got to watch film on him so far. Every week's been so big for us, it's hard to get ahead, like looking ahead.
Yeah.
So,
Coach, is your non-district games Powell, Science Hill, Ray County, and Elizabethan?
Yes.
Is there another one, or is it just 4?
And Bearden.
And Bearden, okay.
Yeah.
And Bearden. So that's that's pretty good load right there.
It is, and, I'm excited about all of them. I enjoy the big games. Our kids do. I think fans do, and it'll get us ready for the playoffs. We just got to make sure we can keep our confidence and head up. Losing, being 0-2, it shook us a little. So tonight was a big win, big step in the right direction for us. We got a lot of youth on the field as far as not playing on Friday night, so we've kind of been our worst enemy at times these first 3 weeks. And we didn't play clean tonight the whole time, but we did keep our heads up and fight through the tough times tonight. And we're heading the right direction, I believe.
Absolutely. The Powell, speaking of the atmospheres, and I know you love that Powell atmosphere, I didn't get there till the third quarter, but what an electric place to play football. If you can play in a game like that when it comes semifinal, quarterfinal, you've been there. You've been tested a little bit.
Yeah. The atmosphere is awesome, and that these kids, most of them are just going to get to play 4 years of high school, and that's going to be it. So to get those type environments, something to go tell the kids and grandkids about, special, and that's kind of something we try and pride ourselves in Anderson County, making all of our home games and opportunities and good memories for our kids. But the thing that it does for us with this schedule is not just atmosphere, but it's really sharpening us up. I can't say I didn't like the Chattanooga region. I got to play a lot of kids and all them type things, and we made the best of that, and we made some memories along the way. We took the days off and made long road trips and stopped at colleges and had walkthroughs and all them type things. So we made the most out of it. But there's you can only get so good playing people that ain't pushing you to the limit. And we've already been pushed more 3 weeks into this year than we've got pushed in 4 years down there. No knock on them. It's just the reality of going into the second, third rounds, playing the Greenvilles and Elizabeth. They're as good as it gets in 4A. Southville's right there with them. So having been through these battles and really hopefully continuing to grow to get better, we'll be better prepared for those type of matchups.
Is Carter a region game now? Did I read that somewhere? Is that on a schedule?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got you.
They got a great quarterback. I actually spent some time with him this summer. John David went out to a camp in Santa Monica, California. We stayed out there with some friends of mine, Barry Vaulton. The Vaulton kid used to go to Alcoa, and Chandler stayed out there, and I got to watch him throw for a week. I'm really impressed with him. He's a great football player. So he's really giving them a lot of gas, and they're going to be dangerous for everybody to deal with just because of him.
Yeah, there were some Stanton brothers that played over there, maybe like 2005, 2008 time frame, and I think that's their nephew.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the nephew. So, well, Coach, we'll let you get out of here, and I know you got a busy Saturday. Spend time with your family. Congratulations on a win tonight, and good luck at Ray County.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it,
There
man.
you go. See you, bud.
All right. Coach Davey Gillum, they get off a snide tonight and get a win, and, I agree with what he's saying about playing a tougher schedule.
Oh, yeah.
I just wonder, and it's easy to go back and what if Harrison County had played this tough schedule 4 or 5 years ago? Would there be that gold ball up there at Harrison County?
I mean, that's hard to say.
I know you what if it. You can what if it to death.
I think really what happened to them is when they were going down there, the non-region schedule they put together at the time, they thought was going to be better than what it was. Carter had not been terrible, and they got him on the schedule, and they were awful those 2 years.
Yeah, but Carter was going through coach after coach after coach. 2 years in a row, probably had 2 different head coaches.
Absolutely.
Now, the only good thing about going down there for AC, probably what's made them a little better today is, and have some more depth, is being able to play a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Okay? But when it comes to playoff football time, I've always said this. When you've been used to just playing 1 or 2 quarters, and you don't play 3 and 4 quarters, you're sort of lost. You need to be took to the last minute in a football game a couple of times, and they've been Powell down to the wire.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire.
Science Hill up 21-7.
Right, down to the wire again. Even though they're sort of, there's a little bit different score, but those are 2 big games. I think that they can lean on those later on in the year, and I think that'll pay off for them.
And I still think Anderson County should be 2-1. I mean, Powell just wore on them.
I think they wore them out a little bit. And I think, that's something that they'll
they
correct.
should be Science Hill.
And there was a lot of cramps in that game, too. Yeah. Oak Ridge, I'm just telling you about Oak Ridge. I think Oak Ridge, when they get some when they finally get healthy and they finally learn the offense they're running and they've got a new quarterback, when they get some things worked out, I think Oak Ridge is going to be just fine. And I think Clinton's going to be I'll be shocked if Clinton's not in the playoffs. We'll see. So,
you'll be shocked if Clinton is not in the playoffs?
I'll be shocked if Clinton's not in the playoffs.
So they've got to beat Campbell County.
Yep.
They've got to beat Lenoir City.
Yep. I think that's 2 winnable games.
That's the 2 games they'd have to win.
I think
because if you have West,
Powell, and
Oak Ridge, West Powell and Oak Ridge.
I don't think tonight the Thackerson kid played. He's hurt.
Is he going to be playing this year?
Yeah, he's playing. He's playing right now.
No, will he be back
after
the injury?
I assume it's just a high ankle sprain from what I've been told.
Is.
That's all I've been told.
They've got to have him.
Would he have made the difference tonight? I don't know that he would have made 20 points up, but he's a difference maker. So, and especially on defense, he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
And they've been rotating him in at the quarterback some too to give a different version. So they get that kid back. I think Clinton's not the same Clinton. Are they disappointed tonight they lost? Sure, I really think they. But I think you have to look at a couple of things. Look at who Oak Ridge played and look at who Clinton played. I think that's all you got to say. It's competition.
Austin East.
Yeah,
Bless their hearts, they've given up 40 plus points.
Who did William Blunt get beat by 1917? Not
William
somebody
Blunt
you
lost,
told me.
not Jefferson County. Jefferson County picks up their 2nd win in like 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. So that's all you got to say. Folks, our OEB game of the week next week, and let me tell you, folks, I've done this game live on TV, Kingston Rockwood. It will be a barn burner. Should be an outstanding crowd down at Kingston. Good place to go see a high school football game. But if you're not able to go, catch Brad and the guys and the gang air on Channel 12, pre-gaming at 7 o'clock, and they'll take you right up to kickoff, and then they have the OEB game of the week, and then we'll follow them right here next Friday night on the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. And we appreciate those folks sponsoring our show this year wait a minute. Time out. Back up just a minute. Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
We can do that next Friday.
That's right. It's next Friday. I'm confused for some reason. I'm confused. Man, I've been
I need some more time to decide for some of this football that I watched at Thursday.
I heard that. All right, we'll pick the Pitt Tennessee game next week. It's not an early week game like this one was. Until next Friday night, we'll see you right back here on the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard and catch the OEB game of the week. Kingston Rockwood, kickoff at 7:30 here on Channel 12. We'll see you next Friday night.
To be honest, I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
I checked what the CDC says and spoke with my doctor about the potential side effects. It definitely made me much less anxious. She told me if I have some arm pain or feel tired, that's completely normal as my body